Howdy, Captain Crispy here. I wanted to bring you guys an update and an important perspective on what's going on. The EBT failure is a sign of things to come. EBT was down less than 12 hours, and we saw people about to riot. In Philadelphia, Mississippi, a Walmart had to shut early. Why? Because people were scared and started getting all they could because they were scared that their EBT cards would also stop working. Is reporting the headline says riot at Philadelphia, Mississippi, Walmart. People were literally fighting the last piece of meat. And it got so bad that people were leaving their shopping carts in the middle of the aisle full of food. They just couldn't take it. The article points out that the police had been called, and 24-hour Walmart was closed at 8:30 p.m. So that really does say something. I don't know how many times that's actually happened. The article also states that people believe that this was done intentionally because it was just a little too convenient for this to have been an accident at the time the pressure is mounting in Washington due to the government shutdown. This may just be an inkling of what is to come, and shutdown may go on much longer.
A glitch today involving food stamp debit-style cards is being blamed on a computer system failure and not the government shutdown. A spokeswoman for Xerox confirmed the problem and said it was affecting people in 17 states where it runs the debit-style card system. The problem forced many shoppers to abandon groceries at the checkout counter because their cards wouldn't work. There's no word on exactly when this problem will be fixed.
USA Today headline: Access restored for food stamp users, Xerox says. Quote, restarting the T system required time to ensure service was back at full functionality, spokeswoman Jennifer Wasmer said. So the point of failure was Xerox. The problem with this is none of this adds up. It is typical for government to have problems, but I know this probably shouldn't have happened. Like I said in a previous video, most people have a copy of their environment. In this case, it is being reported that the bug was on the backup environment, not their production environment, which means that they were having problems with their copy, not the real one. There are just too many conflicting rumors, and it may not be a coincidence it happened during the government shutdown. Obama has already said publicly how bad the shutdown is. It's far worse than any government shutdown in the past, and it's going all out on the veterans to make it as painful as possible. We also saw the cops in national parks pretty much detaining tourists and just making their lives living hell, keeping them inside their hotel rooms. There were a couple of immigrants who were, or not immigrants, but they were tourists from China, and they really thought they were being arrested. It's really sad. This is not what America's about. So what does this illustrate? What is the message for me and you to take away from this? I think it's very important that we take a step back and look at it for what it is. It shows how quick things go badly when people don't have access to food. It shows how bad things are when government promises are broken. Half of Mississippi should not be participating in bread lines. That's what food stamps are. They're just modern day bread lines. They just, zap it to you on a card. The number of people dependent on government is way too high. We saw on Twitter a lot of people saying that there were going to be riots. Mississippi, Philadelphia, Walmart, we saw an example of how it had a brush with this circumstance. This needs to be a wake-up call. We are way too dependent on government, and the system is showing its fragility. The size and scope of the government is too big to be that fragile, to have so many people affected by such dire consequences. What happens when the dollar dies? Our deficits are too big. Our debt is too large. We know for a fact those promises will be broken because the banks will fail, and those left dependent on the government promises, they will not be happy. When you know what is going on, you will prepare. Until then, listen in. Peace.